Welcome to Creation Station, where I'll be showing you how to do fun arts and crafts activities to help reinforce important foundational skills that you learn in kindergarten. We'll be doing projects that will help you with language arts, with math, and even with science. So let's get to it. Let's practice retelling stories by making stick puppets. Today we're going to be planting a garden so we can see how things grow. You will make a flower clock and practice telling time. For this activity, you're going to be making a DIY abacus, which is today it's all about mixing colors, one of my favorite things to do. We'll be learning all about ladybugs. We're going to learn about the life cycle of a ladybug. Showing you how to make homemade Play-Doh, and you can use your Play-Doh to form letters and practice your sight words. So for this project you will need some flour, some salt, some cream of tartar, food coloring if you have it, and some vegetable oil. So if you want to make this very neat and easy to clean up, you can do your mixing right inside a baggie. So we're going to take a baggie and slide it into a mason jar or whatever you happen to have on hand. So you put this inside, fold it over, and then I'm going to use a spoon just to kind of make sure it's all the way at the bottom. We'll start out by putting in a half a cup of flour, and when you pour the flour, remember low and slow so it doesn't make a mess. And if you are careful and don't get too messy, then you'll probably be able to do projects like this at home again. If it gets messy, then the grown-ups are not as likely to want to do it. So be careful and try not to be too messy. Next, we're going to add a quarter of a cup of salt. Putting that right in. Shake it down just a little bit. And then we're going to add our cream of tartar. This recipe actually works just fine without it, but if you have it, you can add it in. And if you have some extra, you can actually use cream of tartar to make really good snickerdoodles, but that's another recipe. So right now we've got our cream of tartar, our flour, our salt. We're going to add some water, and here's another tip. If you color your water, it mixes in a lot better than if you try to mix it into the flour. So we're going to color our water. I'm using blue today, and kind of a lot because it doesn't have as bold of a color as it looks when you color the water. Once you start mixing it with the flour, it lightens up a little bit. So we put about 7 or 8 drops of food coloring, and then I'm just going to mix that around a little bit. Oh, look how pretty that is. And then we're going to add in some vegetable oil, about a tablespoon, right to the water, and put that whole thing into our flour mixture. So low and slow, that's how it works so we don't make a big mess. Then you seal up your baggie. Zip it up like that. And then if you need a little stress relief, make sure it's sealed, then you start mixing it right in the baggie. So this is kind of the fun part. And if you wanted to make this even more of a sensory experience, you could actually add in some beads or something with texture, and you could also add some essential oil, some peppermint, or maybe lavender. Peppermint is good if you need to concentrate that day. Lavender is good if you need to chill and be calm. So you can do that. What will happen as you're mixing, it starts to come together, and it'll form a little bit of a ball, and that's how you know you have the right texture. So once you've mixed it, I probably could do a little bit more, but let's take a peek. So you take it, take out that ball of Play-Doh, and then you can work it in your hands. Cool, look at that, it worked. It's exciting, right? So you take it, and then you can roll it, just like this, into it like a snake. This needs to be mixed just a little bit more. So you roll it into a snake, and then you can use it to form your letters. So we could do a letter C. Wait, let's see, is that backwards? A C. We could close it up and make an O, but you get the idea. And once you have your letters formed, you can do it like this, and then you can start practicing your sight. So when you finish with your Play-Doh, you can put it in an airtight container and you can use it over and over. But if you leave it to dry once you've made your letters, then you can actually use your letters. They harden and you can use your letters over and over again too. So I hope you do try this at home, practice your sight words, and I'll see you next time on Creation Station.